Day by day, our magistrates' courts hear thousands of cases. In the name of the Queen, we meet together to seek justice.
And in future, if you can't bear the thought of Chelsea losing a match, I advise you to keep away from the game. You will pay the £14 which it costs to replace the shop window you broke, and you will be fined £20, plus costs.
No, witnesses' costs are £3.40, Your Worship.
Very well, £3.40 costs. That is a total of £37.40.
May I ask time to pay, Your Worship?
Yes, you may have 3 months at the rate of £3 a week.
Thank you, Your Worship.
Come this way, please. Number 17, Your Worship, Carol Griggs. Carol Griggs, please, Carol Griggs.
As a witness, you'll have to leave the court now, sir.
You'll find seats out there.
Carol?
Can you come this way, please?
This way, madam, please.
You are Carol Griggs.
Yes.
There are 2 matters. Firstly, you were summoned that on the 22nd of December 1972 you made a statement which you knew to be false. That is to say that between the 22nd of December 1972 and the 25th of January 1973, you said you were living with your 2 children and no other person in your accommodation at 12 Ray Street, Stackham. Whereas during that period it is alleged that Patrick Hooney was also living with you. Now, this is contrary to Section 29 of the Ministry of Social Security Act 1966. Do you understand that?
Yes, but it's not true. Paddy wasn't living with me.
Do you then plead guilty or not guilty?
Not guilty.
The second summons is that you made a similar false statement on the 25th of January concerning the period January the 22nd to the 25th. Do you plead guilty or not guilty?
Not guilty.
Is the defendant not represented?
No, Your Worship. I was told that she had refused to apply for legal aid, so I saw her before the court sat this afternoon and tried to explain the advantages of it to her. But she still won't make an application. It seems that some friend of hers has advised her against it.
I see. You know, Mrs. Griggs, your case might be better presented by a solicitor who would have a great deal more knowledge of the processes of the court than you do.
Well, my boyfriend can prove I didn't do it. I don't need lawyers.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Very well. The court will, of course, help you with the presentation of your case. I think it might be better if Mrs. Griggs sat in front of the dock.
Yes, Your Worship.
Come this way, please.
I'm not Mrs. Griggs.
I beg your pardon?
It's Miss Griggs, Your Worship.
I'm Miss Griggs, and I'm not married.
I see. I just thought you might prefer to be called Mrs.
No, I'm a miss.
I'm sorry. Would you come and sit in front of the dock, Miss Griggs?
Come this way, please. Come with the usher.
Round this way. You sit here, please.
If it please Your Worships, I appear for the prosecution in this case. The circumstances are that between October 23rd, 1972 and January 27th, 1973, Carol Griggs was receiving supplementary benefit at the rate of £13.70 a week to meet the needs of herself and 2 children. She rented a room at 12 Ray Street, Stackham, where she was visited by an official of the Department of Health and Social Security who checked with her that her circumstances were the same as when she applied for benefit on October 23rd. She confirmed to the official that her household consisted only of herself and 2 children. She made a declaration that the facts she had given were correct. She already had an order book, and each week when she cashed an order, she had to certify on it that she was entitled to the money payable. You will also hear evidence, Your Worships, from the landlord of 12 Ray Street to the effect that the defendant was living with Mr. Hooney. As far as the second summons is concerned, you will hear that between January 22nd to the 25th of this year, another official of the department, a special investigator, kept observation on 12 Ray Street and saw a man whom he subsequently came to know as Patrick Hooney enter the house each evening and leave it again the following morning. On January the 25th, the investigator followed Mr. Hooney to his place of work and interviewed him. The investigator then interviewed Miss Griggs at her home. He showed her claim forms for supplementary benefit, and she admitted that the claims were hers, signed by her. When questioned, she denied living with Mr. Hooney and signed a written statement that she was living only with her 2 children. As the investigator was satisfied that Mr. Hooney was in residence, he asked her to produce her order book and took it away. That is the case of the prosecution, Your Worships. I call my first witness Joseph Partridge.
Joseph Partridge. Mr. Partridge, please. Mr. Joseph Partridge. We've just go through with the usher. Will you please suspect?
Will you give your evidence, please?
From the afternoon of January the 22nd until the morning of January the 25th last, I was employed in keeping observation on the premises at number 12 Ray Street, Steckham. On Monday the 22nd of January at 6:05 p.m, a man whom I later came to know as Patrick Hooney let himself into the house, leaving at 6:55 the following morning. That evening, Tuesday the 23rd of January, he let himself into the house at 6:40 p.m, and at 8:30 p.m. he left again with the defendant. They returned at 10:53 that evening. He left at 7:08 the following morning, Wednesday the 24th of January, returning that evening at 6:13. On Thursday the 25th of January, he left the premises at 6:52 a.m, and I then followed him to his place of work, where I interviewed him. As a result of the conversation I had with him, I later called on Miss Griggs. I told her who I was and showed her the claim form she'd made, dated the 23rd of October 1972, and the statement she'd signed on the 22nd of December 1972, saying that her circumstances hadn't changed since the time of the claim in October. She agreed that she had signed both the documents.
Is this the claim form to which you refer, and is this the defendant's signed statement?
They are, sir.
Okay.
Show them to the defendant, please.
Yes, of course.
Please continue, Mr. Partridge.
Well, I told the defendant that between the afternoon of 22nd of January and the morning of the 25th of January, observations had been kept outside her address, and that following an interview I'd had with the landlord of the premises, and also the one I'd had with Mr. Hooney, who admitted staying there the previous night, I had reason to believe that he'd been living with her for some time. Well, I told her she'd be reported and might be prosecuted. I then cautioned her, and she agreed to dictate a statement.
Is this the statement?
It is, sir.
Will you read it aloud, please?
I'm not living with anybody except my 2 children. Paddy stays sometimes, but that's not the same as living with him. I know enough about the law to know that.
Yes, go on, Mr. Partridge.
Well, I then asked the defendant to give me her order book, telling her that I'd have to take it away, and she fetched it and said, "What am I supposed to live on now? You lot are enough to drive women into living with men." I advised her that a decision regarding the allowance book would be sent, and she slammed the door, Your Worships.
Thank you, Mr. Partridge. Will you tell the court where you were while you were watching number 12 Ray Street?
I was in my car on the opposite side of the road, about 20 yards uphill from the house.
On each occasion, about 20 yards uphill from the house.
Within a few yards, yes.
Would you describe your car?
Just a green Austin 1300.
On those January evenings and mornings, it must have been dark. Dark for identifying a person properly.
Well, the sodium lighting along Ray Street was light enough for Mr. Hooney to see to put the key in the door, and, well, it was certainly light enough for me to see him.
From where you were watching, could you see both the front and the back door?
No, sir, only the front door, but the back door leads into a yard with a 4-foot-high fence. There's no way out.
Did you stay observing the house all night, from the time you saw Mr. Hooney go in the evening until he came out the following morning?
No, sir, no. I parked the car outside the house at 5 each evening and stayed until half an hour after the lights went out, and then I returned at 6 every morning.
Can you tell us the times the lights went out?
I can, sir. On Monday, the 22nd of January, the lights were put out at 11:38 p.m., on the Tuesday night at 11:20, and on the Wednesday at 10:55.
All the windows of the defendant's apartment can be seen from the street, can they?
Yes, sir. There's only one window because she lives in only the one room, the bottom front room. And it's quite plain if there's a light on or not because the curtains are very thin.
Thank you, Mr. Partridge.
Miss Griggs, is there anything the witness has said that you would like to challenge, or any questions you'd like to ask him?
Well, anybody can say the things.
Will you stand, please?
Anybody could say the things that he's been saying about Paddy being in this place and that place. What proof has he got?
It is for the court to decide what is proved, Miss Griggs. Have you any questions you want to ask him?
Well, my word is as good as his. Paddy wasn't staying with me that Monday, Tuesday and Wednesday.
You'll be able to give your version later on, Miss Griggs. At the moment, we're questioning Mr. Partridge.
Perhaps I could help by asking some questions on your behalf, and then if any point occurs to you that you would like to put to him in the meantime, you'll be free to do so. Mr. Partridge, isn't it possible that you could have mistaken someone else for Mr. Hooney going into the house?
No, sir, no. The rain didn't set in until after Mr. Hooney went into the house. And as soon as it did, I switched on the windscreen wipers so I could watch.
Thank you.
Partridge said the girl lives in only one room in the house, so Hooney could have been visiting somebody else.
Oh, that's very important, thank you. Mr. Partridge, is it not possible that Mr. Hooney may have been visiting someone else in the house?
No, Your Worship. No, the whole of the rest of the house, except for the toilet, is kept as a store by the landlord. It's where he keeps his stock for his hardware shop. Nobody else has a room there.
I see. Thank you. Are there any questions you'd like to ask now, Miss Griggs?
No. Because Mr. Hooney will show all the lies that he's been telling.
Any further questions, Your Worship?
No, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Oh, Mr. Brown. Thank you, Mr. Partridge. You may stand now.
My next witness is William James.
William James. James, please. Mr. William James. Just go through and go with the usher.
I keep James's hardware shop, 89 High Street. I also own 12 Ray Street, and I rent a furnished room there to Carol Griggs.
Has she always lived on her own there?
Well, that was the arrangement when she took the place over, but since then she's had 2 kids, and now she's taken an Irishman to live in with her.
Well, have you any evidence that the defendant has lived with Mr. Hooney since the 23rd of October last?
I should think so. Every time I went round there since this case blew up, he was there. Until I got sick of it.
When you went to collect the rent?
I don't collect the rent personally. I go there to collect hardware for the shop. We keep the house as a storeroom.
How often would you do that?
Oh, 3 or 4 times a week. Sometimes before I open the shop in the morning, sometimes after I'd finished in the evening. But he was always there.
Can you give me specific dates, Mr. James?
Well, I didn't take much notice of times or dates until I got really fed up with it. I went round there on December the 21st. It was before 6 in the morning. I'd gone round to get some stock for the Christmas rush. I heard his voice in the room, and I wanted a lift with a crate of crockery, so I knocked at the door. And he came to the door with nothing on but his shirt.
Quiet, please.
Christmas rush or no Christmas rush, I took time off from the shop, and I went round to the Social Security and reported it. I don't think it's right that rates and taxes should be paid to keep women like this who are living with men who are getting £50 a week.
Would you please confine yourself to answering my questions without personal comment, Mr. James?
I'm just telling you why I kept an eye on them. He was there all over the Christmas holidays.
You saw him?
Yes, and there. I went round on Christmas morning. I had some fairy lights out of the shop for the children. The bulbs were a bit damaged, but they were working, so I knocked at the door, and again he came out with nothing on his private parts. That was at about 9 o'clock in the morning, and she had her night things on as well. They invited me around for a drink. That was on Christmas night, so I went. I stayed there Christmas night until 11 o'clock. When I was going home, I said to him, "Do you want a lift?" And he just laughed and said, "Where would I be going this hour of the night?"
And was Miss Griggs present when this conversation occurred?
Yes, he just laughed. So I left them together.
That's 2 nights, the night of Christmas Eve and Christmas Day.
And the 20th of December. I mean, how many dates do you want? That's 3 nights in less than a week.
Can you give me any more specific dates?
Dates? They were always banging at it every time I went round there.
Yes, thank you, Mr. James.
Do you wish to ask this witness any questions, Miss Griggs?
No. Because I never denied that Paddy stayed some nights.
Some nights she must be
Any questions,
joking.
Your Worship?
No, thank you.
You may stand down.
That is the case for the prosecution, Your Worships.
We find a case to answer.
Stand up.
Now, Mrs. Griggs, it's your turn to tell us your side of the matter. There are two ways in which you can do this. You can go into the witness box and promise to tell the truth, and you may be questioned about what you say, or you can make a statement from where you are, not on oath, in which case you will not be questioned. Or if you wish, you need not say anything at all. Now, which do you prefer to do? People are more inclined, of course, to believe what is said if a defendant goes into the witness box and promises to tell the truth.
I've not been...
You wish to make an unsworn statement, is that it?
Yes.
Very well, you please stand.
With Patrick Hooney since October 20th last year, and he has not been keeping me since then. I admit he did stay with me some nights, up to January the 24th of this year, but I was told by a social security officer that that is not the same as living with a man, so I plead not guilty to making false statements about it, and he has not stayed with me at all since January the 24th.
Is that all you wish to say?
Yes.
And have you any witnesses here that you wish to call?
Paddy.
Who?
Full name, please.
Patrick Christopher Hooney.
Thank you.
Patrick Christopher Hooney. Hooney, please. Patrick Christopher Hooney.
Yes.
Just go through with the answer order, please.
You are Patrick Christopher Hooney.
I am.
What is your address?
Mark's Construction Company, Ward Street, Stacker.
No, not where you work. Where do you live?
Well, that's where I live, sir, in the bothy belonging to Mark's Construction Company, Ward Street, Stacker.
And what type of accommodation is that?
Well, the bothy, sir?
Yeah.
Oh, it's the huts from the building side where the workmen live if they want to, you know.
Do you pay a weekly sum of money for the accommodation?
No, it's free. We pay for the food, though.
You pay a regular weekly sum for the meals?
No, we pay after the eating.
For how long have you lived there?
Since October the 20th last.
And what is your occupation, Mr. Hooney?
I'm a mechanical digger driver, sir.
Thank you. Now, what can you tell us about this case?
Well, it was like this, sir. I first met the young lady here last July. It was about a month after the birth of her second child, you know. And a lovely girl she was, though lonely, sir, you know. You see, I don't think that the father of the child wanted to know about her. Anyway, I was feeling a bit lonely myself. So we got to knowing each other and seeing each other. And we liked what we saw, and come September, we was getting on so well, we decided to move in together. Oh, I don't deny it, sir. I never will deny it. I moved in with Carol, and we lived together entirely. Anyway, one day, this lady came from the Social Security, and she informs Carol that if she's living with me, she'll lose her benefit. And sure enough, sir, lose it she did. That's a funny old world, sir. If a girl takes in a different man every night, the Social Security winks an eye and goes on paying her. But if she has a regular friend, like I was myself, she's penalised and loses her allowance.
Will you please stick to the facts of the case, Mr. Hooney?
They are the facts, sir. Anyway, me and Carol got to talking, and the outcome was that I moved out and went to live in the bothy.
Well, Mr. Hooney, will you please address your remarks to the bench?
Yes, sir. That was on October the 20th last. And since then, I've only seen Carol a couple of nights a week. You see, I know the law now, sir. If I spend a couple of nights with Carol now and again, there's no trouble. But if I spend 3 nights in a row with her, she's liable to lose her allowance. Now, who am I to come between Carol and her livelihood? And I've done my absolute utmost to avoid it since October the 20th last.
Is that all?
What more can I say, sir? It's the absolute truth.
Is there anything else you'd like this witness to say, Miss Griggs?
No, I don't think so.
Mr. Brewer?
Bothy, Mr. Hooney. A bothy is a free and easy sort of place, isn't it? Where men come and go as they please. And no one would normally notice whether you were there or not.
Oh, my brother Liam would notice, because he lives there as I do myself.
Do you remember the morning of December 21st last, Mr. Hooney?
December the 21st last?
Yes. At about 6 that morning, Mr. James, the defendant's landlord, says he knocked on Miss Gregg's door, and you answered it. And he asked you to help him carry a crate of crockery.
Crate of crockery?
Perhaps I could jog your memory further by saying that Mr. James says you were only wearing a shirt at the time.
Oh, that morning. Yes, I do, sir, yes.
Had you, in fact, stayed with Miss Gregg's the previous night?
Yes, I had, yes.
Thank you. And do you remember the week of last Christmas? The week beginning with Sunday, the 24th of December, Christmas Eve?
I do, of course.
Do you remember where you stayed during the nights of that week?
Certainly, sir. The night of the Christmas day I spent with Carol. The whole of the rest of the week I slept at the bothy. Me brother Liam will tell you.
Mr. James has told us that he knocked on Miss Gregg's door at about 9 o'clock on Christmas morning, and that you answered it. Again, wearing nothing on your lower parts.
Oh, he thought I'd spend the night there. Ah, no, sir. I was only changing. I was only after arriving a few minutes before. Well, you've got to get out of your best with them babies climbing all over you.
See, you kept your clothes at the defendant's room, but you deny living there.
Well, I keep a few things for when I'm staying, but that doesn't mean to say I'm living with Carol. As to the night of Christmas Eve, we went out in the town. That's me brother Liam and myself. Then I went back and slept at the bothy, as he'll tell you.
I see. And do you remember the week of January 21st to the 27th last?
I do, well. It was the week I was questioned by the man from the Social Security. It was the week he took Carol's allowance book from her.
Can you tell us where you stayed on each night of that week?
I can. The Tuesday and Wednesday night I spent with Carol. The whole of the rest of the week I slept at the bothy.
But when you were interviewed by Mr. Partridge on January 25th, you only said that you had stayed with her on the night of Wednesday the 24th. Why?
Well, he's a snooper, sir, and I find it very hard to have a reasonable talk with a snooper, you know. But I'm here to tell all. And I spent the Tuesday and Wednesday nights of that week with Carol.
But Mr. Partridge saw you going into 12 Ray Street at 6:05 p.m. on the Monday evening.
And so I did, but I come out again just after 10:30. It was just after the TV news was finished.
Mr. Partridge says he watched the front door of the house from the time you went in until half an hour after the lights went out at 11:38 p.m. and that he didn't see you come out again that evening. Perhaps you used the back door to go out?
No, there's no way out that way as far as I know. I used the front door.
Mr. Partridge didn't see you.
He didn't see me because he was asleep in his car.
You saw him asleep in his car?
I did. I didn't know it was him at the time, of course, but I knew it was one and the same man when he came asking me questions. He was sitting in this green car, and he was fast asleep.
You must have an exceptional memory to recall seeing a green car with Mr. Partridge asleep in it that night.
Well, as a matter of fact, sir, I was looking for someone to give me a lift. And I seen this man sitting in the car, so I went over to ask him, and he was sound asleep, so I didn't want to disturb him. It was more the pity, so it seems, the way things are turning out here.
Why did you want a lift?
Why? Well, to get back to the bothy. It's the best part of half an hour's walk.
Did you eventually get a lift?
No, I was unlucky.
Did your brother see you when you got in?
Ah, he did, he'll tell you.
What were you wearing?
What was I wearing? Ah, me working clothes, you know, boiler suits, gumboots, a jacket.
Well, what sort of a jacket?
Tweedy sort of a jacket.
Were you wearing a hat?
No, I don't use a hat. This is a sou'wester for the rain, you know.
But not that night?
No, not that night.
What sort of weather was it?
I don't remember.
You remember walking for about half an hour that night. You remember wearing a boiler suit, gumboots and a jacket. You remember seeing a green car with Mr. Partridge asleep in it, you say, but you don't remember the weather.
The weather? I'm not bothered about the weather. I'm out working in all weathers.
You're bothered enough to wear a sou'wester when it rains, you tell us. But you weren't wearing one that night. Was that because it wasn't raining?
I'm not bothered about the weather.
Extraordinary for a man with such an exceptional memory. Would it surprise you to learn that that night was a night of exceptionally heavy rain? You'd have been soaked by the time you reached the bothy.
And so I was, but I stripped right off, didn't I, and got into bed, and none the worse for that.
I see. You preferred walking half an hour in the pouring rain to get to your bed in the bothy that night to staying at 12 Ray Street.
Yes.
I see. To return to Mr. Partridge's green car you saw along the street that night. It was green, you said?
Yes.
The lighting along Ray Street is sodium lighting, I believe.
Yes, it is.
Well, under such lighting, it's difficult, if not impossible, isn't it, to distinguish colours? A green car would look grey or black, wouldn't it?
I saw his car on Thursday morning when he came asking me questions. That's when I noticed the colour. It was green.
In fact, you didn't see it as a green car on Monday night, despite what you've been telling the court.
I had an idea it was green. I was sure when I saw it on the Thursday morning.
Which way did you turn when you left 12 Ray Street to return to your bothy that Monday night? Did you turn uphill or downhill?
Well, downhill, that's the way.
And was the green car to which you have referred, containing the allegedly fast asleep Mr. Partridge, was it parked on the same side of the street as number 12 Ray Street, or on the opposite side?
The opposite side?
Oh, you've guessed right this time. Mr. Partridge has told us that his car was indeed parked on the opposite side of the road, but it was parked uphill, not downhill from number 12. So you couldn't have passed it on the way to your bothy that Monday evening, could you?
It must have been another man I saw.
I suggest it was no man at all you saw asleep or awake in any car of any colour on any side of Ray Street that night.
I did.
And I suggest you didn't see the rain either, because you didn't venture out of 12 Ray Street from the time you arrived there at 6:05 p.m. until 6:55 the following morning, when Mr. Partridge saw you come out.
If he says he saw me come out of that house at 6:55 on Tuesday morning, he's a liar.
We must leave the court to decide who is the liar in this case.
Thank you. Will you stand down, please? Do you wish to call any further witnesses?
Liam, what's the good of asking Liam after what you've said? You've buggered us all. You got me here. You're the one who ought to be in trouble, not me. You got me signing things and landed me here just because you didn't want to keep me properly. But you won't get away with it, Paddy. You're just like the others. You're doing what the others did. So you won't get away with it. Let me go! Let me go! No!
All right now?
Now, I will ask you again. Have you any further witnesses you wish to call? Will you speak up, please?
No.
Is there anything you wish to say before the bench reaches a decision?
Well, it's a social security relief.
Stand up.
The social security only gave me £13.70 a week. You can't keep 2 children on that and yourself. There's £1.90 for the first baby, and £1.90 for the second baby, and £6.55 for me, and 60p extra because I've been on it so long, and the rest the rest's for rent. You've got to find extra money from somewhere. Paddy wasn't living with me all the time. He didn't give me very much either. He went to the bothy a lot. I didn't think I was doing wrong in that way. But I'm finished with him now. I wouldn't have gone with him in the first place, only the benefit's too low. I expect the man who was spying on me got 40 quid a week for that. I got £13.70 to look after 2 children and myself. It's like Paddy said. If I'd have been living with a different man every night, instead of just one, I wouldn't have been had up at all. I mean, is that supposed to be better?
No, not yet.
Carol Griggs, we are satisfied that you were cohabiting with Patrick Hooney during the 2 period of the summonses, and therefore find you guilty of making false statements for the purpose of securing social security benefits to which you were not entitled. Is there anything known?
Well? There are 2 previous convictions, Your Worships. On November 30th, 1970, at the age of 17, the defendant was found guilty at Steckham Magistrates Court of theft from her place of work and was given a conditional discharge. On April the 5th, 1971, at the same court, she was found guilty of obtaining money by means of a forged instrument and was placed on probation for 12 months. You have heard that Miss Griggs is a single woman with 2 children. The first was born on May 25th, 1971, and the second on August 12th, 1972. The defendant herself is 19 years old, having been born on November 7th, 1953.
Thank you. It's only about a year, then, since she completed her probation.
Yes.
I suppose there isn't a social inquiry report.
Oh, yes, Your Worship.
Oh, thank you, Miss Owen.
Alice Owen, probation officer. It was my intention to have a written report ready for you today, Your Worships, but I've had rather a lot to prepare for the Crown Court and was only able to see Carol this morning. I wonder, therefore, if it would be possible for me to give an oral report.
Yes, thank you, Miss Owen. We'll hear what you have to say. And then perhaps you'd let us have a supplementary report.
Thank you, Your Worships. I have known the defendant since she was first put on probation for 12 months on April the 5th, 1971, and much of the information I have derives from that period. Carol has had rather an unsettled background. When she was 8, she was taken into care at the request of her mother, whose husband had left her and who had taken another man into the house. Carol was very unhappy at home after her father left. She didn't feel liked by the man who'd taken his place, and she ran away from home twice. The second time, she was missing for 2 days. She was placed in St. Matthew's Children's Home, and later she went to foster parents, where she settled quite happily until they had a baby of their own and decided they could not keep Carol any longer. Once again, she was boarded out, and again she settled happily until her foster father became ill, and it was decided that Carol should be returned to the children's home. Now, she remained there until she left school at 15. Oh, and then she got a job at... Oh, sorry. Thank you. She left school at 15 and she got a job at Daly's Sweet Factory, and she found lodgings at the YWCA hostel in Lamster. When she was 17, she committed her first offence. She stole some sweets from the factory where she worked. I think I should mention, Your Worships, that it did transpire in court that she had taken the sweets to give to the children at St. Matthew's Children's Home, where she still visited after she left them. Well, after the case, she was offered her job back, but she wanted to leave, so she took another job at Havering's Hosiery Factory, and she found new lodgings as well, at the address where she now lives. Now, she worked there regularly for about 2 months before she had her first baby in May 1971. It was during this pregnancy that she was placed on probation for defrauding the post office of a sum of £10. Now, Carol was very depressed at the beginning of her probation. She was having her first baby, and the father of the child had abandoned her. In fact, she was so depressed that she took an overdose of aspirin. She tried to walk to a hospital as soon as she'd done it, but she collapsed in the road. She was taken to Benbury Hospital, and she remained there as a voluntary patient until after the baby was born. Well, as soon as that happened, she seemed to become well and happy again, and she completed the rest of her probation very satisfactorily. And she wanted to keep the baby, and she cared for him very well. In fact, I've seen both the children today. They're with the court matron, and they really are a credit to her. I'd like you to know that.
Are there any affiliation orders regarding the children, Miss Owen?
Well, no, Your Worship. She refused to name either of the fathers. I did try to persuade her to get the father of the first child to pay maintenance, but she wouldn't say who he was. Of course, she had completed her probation before the second baby was born, but she feels the same way about him. She won't name the father.
Well, I'm sorry to have interrupted you. Please continue.
Well, up until this morning, I hadn't seen Carol for about a year, since the end of her probation. And I must say the change in her appearance worried me a great deal. I could see how depressed she was even before she told me. I'm afraid she's as distressed now as she was at the beginning of her probation. Well, I know she partly looks so ill because she's had flu. The case had to be adjourned because she had it at the time set for the first hearing, but it isn't just the aftermath of flu. I do feel, with respect, this is a case where medical and psychiatric reports would be valuable.
I see, Miss Owen. Reports on bail, is that what you're suggesting?
Well, no, Your Worship, she has so many problems. It's just not that she's worried about her case. She just can't seem to make a go of life at the moment. Well, it's partly her accommodation, of course. She lives in a single bed-sitter with a wash basin and a toilet upstairs, but there are no cooking facilities, just a single electric ring, so she can't really cook a lot. and she is obliged to buy mainly prepared foods, which is one of the reasons why she's always bothered about money, plus the fact she won't use anything second-hand for the children. She won't even accept gifts of second-hand clothes. But it isn't just these practical difficulties. I do think with a little bit of help and guidance, she could overcome those. It's just that she's so deeply distressed, I think she needs more fundamental help. And now I've seen her like this before, and I do feel, well, for the present, that she's so unhappy that she needs constant care and close supervision.
Thank you, Miss Owen.
Excuse me, Your Worships. I don't know if I'm speaking out of turn, but I'm her mother.
The defendant's mother?
Yes, I've been sitting here listening to all this, and I wondered if I might say something.
Would you like your mother to come forward and speak?
She can come if she wants to.
Would you please come forward?
Would you give your name?
Yes, I'm Mrs. Annie Griggs, and I live at Dunrome, Roderick Street, Lampster. Well, you see, I heard about all this, and I expected I'd be libelled, as usual, every time she comes up to court. So I thought I'd like to say something to defend myself.
Madam, you are not the defendant. You've no call to defend yourself.
Oh, yes, I have. Every time she comes up, I'm blamed for everything. Or because she was put into care when she was 8. See, it's made out that me and Jim was bad to her. But I've got 2 other children, and they took to him. They didn't have tempers and tantrums and play truant from school, and ran away from home till I was half balmy with worry.
Mrs. Griggs,
see, I didn't know what to do with her. She had to have a psychiatrist at the children's home. She was so much trouble. But he didn't cure her, did he? He can put her straight, so why blame me?
It's not a matter
She's had
of
all
blame,
the
Mrs.
care in the world. She's had foster mothers, foster fathers, all the experts at the children's home. Look what's happened. This is the 3rd time she's been up in court, apart from when she was taken into care. She's got herself landed with 2 children from nobody knows where and living with a married Irishman. And I'm sick of being blamed for it.
Miss Owen was not implying criticism when she mentioned you. She was just reporting the facts.
Well, she didn't tell you what I've tried to do for the girl, did she? Umpteen times I've been round to see her, I've taken her things, tried to talk to her. She won't listen to me.
Thank you, Mrs. Griggs.
Would you stand down now?
This way.
We do need reports, I think.
Yes, certainly. But in custody, I'm afraid.
Yes, Miss Owen's right.
I'm not so sure.
You're not?
No.
How can we let a girl in that state go on bail? I mean, if anything should happen...
Perhaps we should adjourn.
Oh, I think so.
Mr. Clark, we're going to adjourn.
Court rise.
Yes, Your Worship.
Saw the children when I nipped out just now. Bobby's asleep and Tony's in the playpen they've got with half a dozen toys, perfectly happy.
I suppose they don't realise where they are.
No, of course they don't. Have you seen Miss Ring? She's over there.
Yeah. I spoke to her this morning. She said how nice the children looked.
She's assistant matron at the home now.
Yeah, I know.
Well, nice you've kept up with her all these years.
Yeah. You shouldn't have said that about the Asprings. I wouldn't really do it. Not with the children. Not with them.
No, I had to say it. I really am worried about you.
What did you mean about special care? Does that mean a hospital again?
Well, it would be in the hospital wing, but remands aren't treated like other prisoners, especially when you...
Prison?
Court rise.
Don't worry.
Carol Griggs. What this hearing has shown is that you have several problems in life which have probably contributed towards the offence you have committed. And we're going to remand this case while medical and psychiatric reports are prepared so that we can examine your circumstances more fully. You'll be remanded in custody for 3 weeks so that the reports can be made.
But what about my children?
I'm coming to that. If you cannot arrange for anyone to take them...
Well, there's nobody.
Then they'll be looked after. Miss Owen will make the arrangements.
You mean they'll be put into care? But that's what happened to me.
I see from your medical report, Miss Griggs, that you're undergoing a course of treatment now because the doctor found you were in a run-down condition. I hope you're feeling better for that.
Yes, thank you.
Good. We have also received your psychiatric report, which says that you're a young woman of good, average intelligence, which means that you're capable of really making something of your life. But the trouble is, as the report says, too often you don't use your intelligence, but are swayed by your emotions instead. I'm going to read you something of what it says, because I think you may find it helpful. Carol is a girl who will do almost anything for affection, as she's shown from a very early age. And it goes on to say how true this has been in so many instances in your life. How when you were a child, your fondness for your father got you into trouble, because when he went away you became unruly and unmanageable and ran away twice in the hope of finding him again. All Carol achieved by this was that she was put into care, a move which she regarded as a total rejection by her mother, and which precipitated a period of deep disturbance for which she received psychiatric treatment at St. Matthew's Children's Home. Since then, Carol has been subject to depression whenever she feels rejected, and this has not been an uncommon experience in her life. Both of the men who fathered her 2 children let her down when she told them she was pregnant. It is because of this instability in her relationships that Carol will not disclose the paternity of her children. She does not want to share their affection with anyone. They are her hope of a permanent, close relationship, and her present separation from them is deeply distressing to her, particularly as they've been placed in care. For Carol feels that being put into care was the beginning of all her troubles in life. Her present offence was committed largely because of her children. She wants them to have nothing but the best, and whatever Mr. Hooney provided was probably used for this purpose. Carol says that as a result of the present prosecution, she's finished with Mr. Hooney. If she keeps to this, she's again likely to experience an emotionally difficult time, when she will again feel let down and unwanted. She will need all the friendship and understanding she can get, and could benefit from psychiatric treatment if she's willing to accept it. Do you see, Carol, how very often it would have been better for you if you'd used your intelligence instead of following your emotions quite so easily? Yes. Would you be willing to accept psychiatric treatment?
I don't mind.
Miss Owen, is there something?
I have some additional information, Your Worship.
Oh, please come forward.
I have just come from seeing the defendant's landlord, Mr. James. I'm afraid he's taken possession of her room since she's been away. He sent me a letter this morning saying he had done so. Perhaps Your Worships would like to see it. I've just come from seeing Mr. James, but I'm afraid he's adamant. He says that Carol broke her tenant's agreement by taking Mr. Hooney in to live with her, and that she hasn't paid the rent for 6 months, and he's changed all the locks on the doors.
But surely she had a rent allowance as part of a supplementary benefit.
Yes, Your Worship.
Well, I was going to pay it. I was trying to. But you can't on the money they give you. Well, he never wanted the money anyway. He never came round for the rent because he wanted me out. Well, that's why he spied on Paddy and me, because he wanted me out. But he'd never have got me out if you hadn't have sent me to prison.
It's no use blaming others for what you brought on yourself. If you've broken your tenant's agreement, if you've not been paying the rent, you placed your tenancy in jeopardy yourself. We can't go into the rights and wrongs of your eviction here. This is neither the time nor the place.
Excuse me, Your Worship, there is just one other thing. I should like to say that the vacancy in the mother and baby home mentioned in my supplementary report is now confirmed.
Thank you, Miss Owen. Really, it's difficult to know what to do. She obviously can't take care of herself.
Prison? There is a training scheme.
I don't think that's the answer. What about this hospital?
At least she'd be with her children.
Yes, I think that's the best
Well,
we can do.
considerations.
Excuse me, Your Worships. I won't see my own daughter without a place to go to.
Mrs. Griggs, will you come forward, please? Do you mean you'd be willing to give your daughter a home?
Oh, yes, but not the children. I'm willing to help her, but I couldn't manage the children.
Thank you, Mrs. Griggs.
Will you stand, please? Miss Griggs.
Carol Griggs, we have given your case careful thought and have considered all that's been said in the reports we've received about the problems you have. But we really do feel that you've not tried hard enough to cope with your problems. You've been too ready to turn to dishonest means of obtaining money. And we want to impress upon you that you're guilty of serious offences in making false statements for the purpose of obtaining social security benefits. It may help you to realize how serious when I tell you that this court is empowered to send you to prison for 3 months for this offence, or fine you up to £100. We want you to realize that unless you change your attitude and are determined from now on to live within your income, you're in danger of falling into the habit of dishonesty whenever you're confronted with difficulties. Now, we understand your difficulties, and we realize that you're fond of your children, but you must not make that an excuse for law-breaking. By law-breaking, you can only harm and never benefit your children. Do you realize that now?
Yes.
Now, we feel that in order to make you understand that it is possible to manage on a small income, you need some training in home management and cookery. Now, such training is, of course, available in prison, but working on your behalf, Miss Owen has found a vacancy for you in a mother and baby hostel, which runs a training scheme for young mothers and which is approved by the Home Office. So, we have decided to place you on probation for 2 years with a condition of residence at the Burton Park Hostel. Now, you probably won't like it very much, but at least you'll be able to take your children with you, and arrangements can be made for you to have psychiatric treatment while you're there. Do you understand?
Yes, thank you.
Now, you know about probation, of course, because this is your second probation. A second chance for you and your children to keep you together. Take this chance, Carol. Of course, if you break your condition of residence, or any other condition of your probation, you'll be brought back, and may not be dealt with quite so leniently.
That completes today's list, Your Worships.
Thank you. We'll just sign the register. Thank you.
Court rise.